Hello and welcome back to Creative Pet Keeping. My name is Kasia, I am your host, and in today's video we are going to take a look at this little nano tank that I have right over here. It is a 5-gallon rimless tank that I really like to redo every couple of months. It's a very fun project of mine as I try to experiment, try different scaping techniques, and by scaping I mean kind of trying to figure out how to scape, because let's be real, I don't really know how to aquascape. I'm not very good at it, but I still try and experiment all the time because I know over time if I keep practicing, I'll get better. So let's get started. Let's start off with a blank canvas, our 5-gallon rimless tank, where I will be adding the Brightwell Rio Escuro Volcanic Ash substrate, which is a planting tank substrate. Now, it will be spread out a little bit across the bottom, not too perfectly, because I want to provide just a little bit of nutrients for my plants. Now, the reason why I'm actually going to cover it with the Imaginarium Black Aquarium Sand is because any substrates that alter your pH does not mix very well with my Chicago water, which is very hard and mineral rich, and because of it, it messes with my pH too much. So if I want to use this kind of soil, the only way I can use it is if I cover it with something else, and in this case it's going to be a lot of sands. But we're also not going to mess with the pH, although there's a loophole. If you want to use uncovered substrates like this and you also live in the Chicagoland area, my suggestion is use some RO water, reverse osmosis water. This way you can be in a lot more control of the pH without putting your fish on a pH roller coaster. Now here's the part where you add the hardscape, which would be any wood or rocks that you want to put in. So I had this cool piece of driftwood, don't remember the name, but I thought it was kind of not only interesting and bizarre, but also it sort of looked like the rock when they're together, and you'll see it'll make sense. So the first step was just to figure out which orientation looked best to me. At first I thought it looked great one way, but then when I turned it around, the back looked very interesting and textured. Then after that I just experimented. So I would remove rocks, add rocks, remove rocks, add rocks, look at them, remove some more, stare at it. I mean, really, there's no magical formula for this. You just have to experiment with a couple different layouts, look at it, think about it a little bit, and then eventually you will come up with something very interesting and very cool. Also, I added more sand in the back to secure everything together as well. After that, I had a bright idea. Why don't I add some water so it will be easier to plant my plants? Well, I realized that the water doesn't soak through the sand very quickly, at least with this particular sand. So I decided to take a step back and actually let you get a better look at the Aquascape before I add any plants. So this is my little setup. Kind of makes me think of a little spooky mountain where inside it would be a gang of mischievous, I don't know, pirates maybe, hiding in a tree with rocks. That's kind of where my brain is going right now, but I would really like to get some feedback from you. So in the comments below, please let me know what you would possibly change, or if you have any other suggestions. I'm definitely open to feedback and critique. It's time to fill her up. We're gonna pour some of the water in. I'm using this little lid from a Tupperware container just to not kick up all the sand and make a mess, even though, as you can see, it still sort of has this floaty sand. I don't know, this brand of sand does this, but lol, just kidding. I'm not filling it up all the way. I'm only filling it up just high enough so I can plant some plants. The sad part is I didn't do a very good job at filming myself plant some plants. So I started to film myself and then my camera battery died. So we're just gonna have to skip ahead to a fully planted tank. Now, I don't remember all the names of all these plants, but I kind of pulled them randomly from all my other tanks. So I just took bits and pieces and clippings and just filled up this tank, so I didn't have to buy any new plants, which was kind of cool. In the middle, I wanted to leave some open space so I could better see the shrimp, but also so I could see the little tiger lotus that I planted. There's a little tiny baby in there. I'm not really sure if he's gonna grow up in here or not. And I also put a little clump of moss together, which I weighed down with a rock, and oddly enough it kind of looks like a little nest. And it's very funny if I drop food in there, because all little snails and all the fish kind of gather together with the shrimp and kind of hang out in their little tiny bird's nest. Overall, I kind of like how, as I mentioned earlier, the wood and the rock go really well together. The wood kind of, with its texture, looks like the dragonstone, which is really, really cool. But the thing that I'm most excited about are the little tiny and super adorable fish that are in this tank. I bought some Ember Tetras from the Greater Chicago Cichlid Association swap, but you can also buy them online at flipaquatics.com, who is my channel sponsor, and they are so tiny and so adorable. Also, so difficult to film. My goodness, I spent such a long time trying to manually focus and get these little tiny fish in focus, and it was super hard, but I really wanted to give you guys a chance to see just how cute and adorable these little tiny fish are. Can you tell? I'm excited about how small they are. At full size, these little fish are at 1.25 inches. They're pretty peaceful, but they do like to hunt live food so they can eat, which usually consists of baby shrimp, so they might potentially prey on the baby shrimp, but I'm also hoping that I provided enough hiding spots in the tank so that some of the little babies can survive and I can breed some of the blue shrimp that I have in this tank. These fish originate from Brazil and tend to like very thickly planted aquariums, so I'm hoping that this tank will kind of really grow in so that they feel nice and secure in their surroundings, although they have already been acclimating really well, and you can actually see that they're semi-transparent. I should note that as well. If you take a really close look, you'll get to see their insides. How cool is that? The magical world of macro. And I totally got distracted from what I was talking about, but they really like thickly planted aquariums, so I'm hoping this will grow in so they feel nice and secure in their habitat. I'm not sure if I will have any success breeding them, but it is still worth trying. Have you ever kept these fish before? And if you did, what was your experience with them? Let me know down in the comments below. And I would also love to get your feedback on this complete little attempt at an aquascape. I tried to make it kind of visually interesting. I tried to put some thought into the arrangement of the wood and the rocks and the plants. I don't know if it's balanced at all. I have no clue, or if it makes sense. And I did try to pay attention kind of sort of where the eye would travel, but I'm still not that good at getting like a feel of where we should position things to get the proportions just right. But like I mentioned many times before, I'm just starting out, and that's how you learn. You just gotta practice. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and if you like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up so I know that you like it, as well as share this video with your friends so everyone can see all my little attempts at scaping stuff. I'm not that good yet, but hopefully one day with lots of practice I'll be a fancy aquascaper too. But till then, we just gotta practice, do my best, and share it with you, which I really enjoy. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.